Okay, one of the most important things that you've got to be able to do for your business is to clearly and easily and concisely communicate what your company's identity is. Can people even tell by looking what you're all about? They probably can't. And what I'm going to cover in this short video is a few examples of how to make that happen. Okay, so first of all, let's look at what the definition of identity is. Words, phrases, and images articulated with power, precision, and passion. That's an important three words. Power, precision, and passion that instantly and definitively communicate who you are, what you're all about, and what your customers can expect when doing business with you. Now, that sounds pretty fundamental. However, as we'll see here shortly, almost nobody is accomplishing this, probably including you. So let's play a little game. We've got the game show guy here. We're going to play a game called What's Your Identity? Okay, ready for this? Here we go. All right, we've got a website here for MGS Roofing Systems Incorporated, and I'd like for you to tell me based on just what you have in front of you, because guess what? When people are searching the internet, this is all they have to go on is what are they looking at? So here's the question. What is the identity of this contractor? Or more specifically, why would you want to do business with this person instead of the other 15 quadzillion roofers out there? Well, best I can tell is we install roofs on houses with nails, with an old guy with a cap. It's not like this is absolutely horrible. Well, actually, it kind of is. It just doesn't say anything about who you are, what you do. Here's another one. This is JP Construction. This came up on a search for windows in Austin, Texas. And here's what I want to know. Why would you do business with this company? Well, let's read. Great windows, great products, an affordable Austin windows company. You can't beat our prices. Well, I guess they've got good prices. Contact us and we'll be in touch with you. Well, we sell windows in Austin. Yep, that's what we do. How about this company? This is a home show, right? Bath fitter. Can you tell by looking at the booth? Don't focus too much on the lady, but just by focusing on the booth, what is it that you can expect when you do business with this company? And the answer is you can't really tell. We sell bathtubs. They fit, okay? Here's another home show situation. Why would you do business with this company? They've got a big paint can. Color World House Painting Incorporated. There's a nice guy up in the upper left-hand corner who I guess, is someone from their company. They're texting. I don't know what that's all about, but why would you do business with this company? Can you tell by looking? You can't. It's called We're Just Another Company. We paint houses with colors. Okay, now let's take a look at this ad. Aslan Design and Renovations, bath design. Picture yourself in a brand new bath. This is an advertisement. If somebody was looking through the newspaper and they found this ad, would this motivate them to want to do business with you instead of anybody else that is your competitor? Let the experts at Aslan Design help make your bathroom picture perfect. Blah, blah, blah. Well, here's their identity. We sell baths and our name is Aslan. Now, here's the thing you got to understand. It doesn't necessarily mean that these companies stink or they're not any good. It means that their communication, what they are versus what they look like, aren't necessarily the same. Now, some of these companies might be stinky and not that good and, do kind of crummy work. But here's the question for you. What about your company? Are you stinky and kind of do crummy work? Probably not. Or are you pretty good? Or are you excellent? Can people tell by looking? Well, take a look. Here's an ad. Remodeling. Why would you do business with this company? They were born to remodel. There's 3 toilets. If you need 3 toilets, we can do that. Okay, kind of getting the point here. This one's a little bit nicer looking, so you might say, well, this is a good ad. Looks nice. People would see this ad and say, well, cabinets to your specifications. This is somebody I'd want to do business with. Well, they sell high-end kitchen cabinets. That's pretty good. Here's another one for Black Diamond Remodeling. Question for you is, what's the identity of this company? We can pretty much remodel anything. Now, again, I'm not saying this is horrible, but here's the problem. What if you see both of these ads? Can you tell which one you'd want to do business with instead of the other? Can you even tell by looking? You probably can't. So what we've got to do is find a way to make you stand out. Now, there's 3 steps to creating a powerful identity. For the purposes of this short video, we're only going to go through one of them, which is let's figure out what makes your company tick. What do you already do that customers like? What do you take particular pride in? What makes you better and different than most of your competitors? What are you really, really good at? Is there something in particular? When you get a referral, what's the reason you get the referral? What did your customers like about you? Here's a good question. What do you want written on your tombstone? If they could only say one thing about you, what would it be? And here's a good question also. What are you absolutely unwilling to fudge on? Now, let me give you an example here. Nope, I'm going to do that in just a second. Let's talk about the hub of your business. If you got your identity here in the middle, then you've got your website over here. It should come from your identity. Whatever your business is, it should be immediately put into your website and your ads and your pre-positioning materials and your home shows and your sales presentation and your phone scripts and your mailers and your, guess what, everything else. But if you don't have an identity, if you can't articulate it, if you don't know how to communicate it, then everything else is going to suffer. That's why we start right here with identity. So here's the case study. It's a window company out of Chicago. They came to me and they said, look, we hate the way that the industry installs windows. They do what this company called 4 screws and caulk. They take out the window, they put a new window back in with 4 screws, they caulk around it, they call it good. Now, I'm not here to tell you that that's right or wrong. I'm just here to tell you what this particular company thought. You have your own opinion, you have your own identity. This is their identity. They refused to participate in the 4 screws and caulk, or what I ended up calling rip and stick process. They pay $200 to get each of the windows installed the right way. It's a much more labor-intensive, preparation-intensive situation. We don't need to go into detail about what was included. Just know this, it was a lot more than what most window companies do. And this is what they were very, very adamant about. They were unwilling to fudge on this. They felt like if you didn't do it the way they do it, that the underlying problems that caused the window to fail in the first place were going to come back. And it was something that they said, well, you know what? If a customer wanted us to do it the rip and stick way so that it would cost less money, we wouldn't do it. We'd tell them to go call somebody else. So here's the premise of their identity, that anyone can sell a good window. There's lots of windows out there that are just fine, but nobody installs them right. Again, let me just pause and say this. I'm not telling you that this has to be your thought process or your identity or your opinion on windows. I'm just telling you this is an example. We want to look at every company individually and look at what it is that you do that makes you good, that is written on your tombstone. Hopefully you're not dead yet. And what is it that you're not willing to fudge on? Okay, so this was their website, changing the window replacement industry one view at a time. And they've got sort of the generic picture of the windows and a little TV here. This is click to watch our video about proper window installation and their logo and all that kind of stuff. This is the bottom part of the same website. It wouldn't all fit onto the screen. We're so glad you took the time to educate us on the different options for window installations. We really had no idea. We had choices. Thank you so much. We couldn't be happier. Janet and Gary M. from Wheaton. And then they have a 9 miss of the window replacement industry. So I'm looking at this saying, this really doesn't communicate very well. Well, we redid this for them based on what they had told us, and this is what we came up with. Number one, it looks better and it's more professional, but that's not really the point. That is an important point, but that's not the point of this particular discussion. So we came up with a headline that says, the best windows on earth will fail if they're not installed properly. We're the only company in Chicago that pays our installers more to do the job right. No cutting corners. Now, here's what you've got to imagine. You've got to imagine somebody that's what we call a now buyer who is surfing the internet, who finds this website. Have I indicated that there's something different and unique about this company? Have I indicated that there's information about the window buying process that they may not already have, that they probably need to have? Yes. The video is then placed right below that. On the right-hand side next to the video, you see it says, don't buy windows from anyone until you've educated yourself. Most companies cut corner on installation, so you think you're getting a good deal. Below that, you can buy quality windows from over 300 companies in Chicago, but less than 5% know how to install them right. Don't fall victim to rip and stick installers. And then their pledge, there's some other things going on the right-hand side of this that have to do with social proof and conversionability. Those are a topic for another day. But for today's purposes, here's what I want you to ask yourself. Can you tell from looking at this website what it is that this company does, why you would want to buy from them? Now, I'm going to go backwards. This is their original. Remember this? And this? And this was the one that we put together for them. Now, let's go to some other things that now are coming from that are as a result of this identity. We put this into a flyer. You see this flyer on the left? The best windows on earth will fail if they're not installed properly. We put together a homeowner's guide to replacement windows, a contractor standards guide, home show graphics and materials. You see on the right hand side, don't let rip and stick installation ruin your new windows. And so if you remember this graphic, we talked about your identity and how it is a central part of everything you do. Well, your website, your ads, pre-positioning, your home shows, your sales presentation, your mailers, all are determined by what your identity is. If you do not have an identity, or it's not clear, or you're not sure, guess what? It's not clear and your customers are not sure. Okay, well, that's going to do it for today's video. If you want to go to our website at mymonline.com/8020, you can see some specials that we have. We've got a bonus package program going right now, where if you purchase our Insider program, and you purchase our MYM live training at the same time, then we'll give you $5,000 of extra free bonuses, including the identity package that we just talked about. And if you're interested in pre-positioning or home shows or proximity marketing, any of the things that you see on your screen, we'll give you up to $5,000 of free bonuses. During the month of March, we'll actually increase that by $2,000 to $7,000 total dollars. You can see all about that on our website at this web address right here, mymonline.com/8020. Or you can give us a call, 817-756-6765. Call us if you have a question, if you want to take advantage of one of our bonus packages, or if you want to schedule a consultation. Also, at that web address, you can see an entire video called Cracking the 80-20 Rule, which lists and discusses 4 major things that you need to know to make a difference in your remodeling company from a marketing perspective. And one of the things that is talked about in detail is this idea of identity, including the same example I just showed you and several others. So go ahead and take a look at that. And with that said, thanks for participating. Talk to you next time.